Hey everyone, what's going on? It's Miguel with Battle Labs Work and Recover, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys 7 common shadowboxing mistakes, 7 deadly sins that I see that a lot of people do when they're shadowboxing, and they're not necessarily like bad, because shadowboxing is subjective depending on whatever mixed martial arts background you're from. But these are mistakes that I see people do, not fully utilizing the full spectrum of where you can take shadowboxing. You know, shadowboxing is almost like a simulator. It's like the Matrix. It's a great time to express your form, your body, your art in a field with nothing around. It's just you and your body, and there's a lot of visualization in this. And these are some mistakes that you're probably not, or these are some things you're probably not looking at. All right, guys. So before we get started, don't forget to like this video, hit that subscribe button. Comment down below any questions, suggestions, drop them down below. And also don't forget to click on the notification bell to stay caught up with all Battle Lab videos. And if you want to develop better hand-eye coordination, check out AccuBall, link in the description. It's a cool little tool to have. And let's go ahead and get started with the video. Alright guys, so mistake number 1, what you're not doing is you're not visualizing. So shadowboxing is a very, very visual form of training, because the fact of the matter is there's nothing in front of you. There's no object you're hitting. There's no object trying to hit you back or whatever. There's nothing trying to hit you back. So it's all mind creativity, okay? So you're visualizing something real combative, okay? So when you visualize, it opens up almost like a newer channels, new connections to your body, okay? Because you can visualize. You have control of what it would feel like to have a jab coming at you. You will respond accordingly, your body will respond accordingly, because that's what you're visualizing inside your mind. So number one mistake is going to be visualizing, alright? So keep that in mind. When you're shadowboxing, you're just freestyling. Try to picture an opponent. If you're competing, just try to simulate something real so you could actually make it feel real for the body. And doing that, I really feel like it makes the quality of your shadowboxing on another level, and you get more out of it. So that's mistake number 1. Alright guys, so mistake number 2 is going to be using incorrect form. You know, you should be really focusing on your form and your technique when you're shadowboxing, okay? Because there's no rush. There's no one's trying to, you know, attack you. There's no time limit really, unless you have time limits. But it's really a time for you to connect with yourself and really try to get the most out of your technique. Okay, so even if you're exhausted, still, principle number 1 should be technique when you're shadowboxing, okay? Eventually, I mean, shadowboxing, you can get creative. You can start, let's say, if you're a boxer, you want to drop your hands down, okay, drop your hands down, because that is effective in its own way. But when you're actually throwing those strikes at the end, just make sure, you know, they're quality strikes, so you're not building bad habits. And this goes out more towards the beginners. If you're already intermediate or advanced, you probably are already aware of that. But if you're a beginner, just always try to chase that perfect form, and that'll definitely elevate your game really quick. So that's mistake number 2. Alright, so number 3 is going to be being unbalanced, okay? So a good way to do this is in front of the mirror. You can always... Sometimes, you know, you feel unbalanced, but you don't know why you feel unbalanced. And sometimes looking at yourself, it gives you a different perspective, and you could actually see it in the physical, why you're unbalanced, okay? But technically, though, when you're throwing your strikes, you always want to remain balanced and fluid, okay? Balance, because when you have the right balance, that allows you to be ready for your own attacks or a response for your opponents. So, you know, just being properly balanced, okay? So stay light in your feet, and you know, be very conscious about your balance. So that's mistake number 3. Alright guys, so mistake number 4, what you're not doing is you're not self-diagnosing, okay? So shadowboxing is really subjective. It really allows you to just connect with your mind, your body. So it's a great time to self-diagnose, because no one really understands how you feel in terms of like your balance, your form, your technique, than yourself, okay? So the best way to self-diagnose is in front of a mirror, because it actually gives you a different point of view. It gives you a third-person perspective. So you, with the fact of you knowing yourself and then you seeing yourself in a third perspective, you're able to really connect better and actually almost self-diagnose on the spot. Okay, so when you're shadowboxing and let's say you're just freestyling, you're flowing, let's say there's a transition that really feels off to you and you don't understand why. For example, some people have a problem rolling. I used to have that problem, and I really would just look at myself in the mirror and really just fire the thing over and over again and just kind of being surgical with it to the point of where my toes are, how my form looks, my posture, how the snap fell. And I still do that today with a lot of other things, a lot of other types of strikes. So definitely you want to self-diagnose. And a good way is, again, just freestyle, you know, do all kinds of movements and start searching for the ones that feel really odd. When you do find those, keep them in mind and then self-isolate them and then work on them over and over again. Look at yourself and also look up YouTube videos and educate yourself about it, and you can really get a lot out of it, okay? So that's shadowbox mistake number 4 that you're not doing, and that's self-diagnosing. Alright, so mistake number 5 that you're probably doing is you're not breathing properly. Especially if you're a beginner, you don't want to be holding your breath when you're striking, okay? There's a lot going on the outside, obviously, there's a lot of movement, but inside there's a thing called your heart, and it's pretty much like the engine that's allowing you to generate this power and keeping just the whole unit working properly, okay? So if your heart rate is a little too high, or you're holding your breath, you're not allowing the oxygen to fully go out throughout your body, so it's not going to be efficient. You sometimes often hear boxers, for example, they'll be, you know, fighting. And so those little pumps, those little you hear is pretty much I'm building up pressure, almost like a piston. And that breathing is really important. That's all involved, okay? If I'm breathing with my mouth open, with no rhythm, no nothing on it, I'm gonna burn out really quick. And so it's something to really work on, okay, when you're shadowboxing, is be really mindful about your breathing. So you don't want to be breathing improperly. You want to be very efficient with your body. And so that's number 5. That's breathing improperly. Right, so mistake number 6 that you're probably doing is going to be not changing the tempo of your shadowboxing. The reason why we want to change the tempo is because it's more realistic, okay? In a fight, it's not always going to be just, you know, a smooth sail. There's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be times where you and your opponent are at a distance trying to feel each other out. There's going to be a time when you guys connect, and there's going to be a lot of power usage when you're in there. Or if the fight transfers to the ground, if it transfers to the top, okay, so there's just a lot, okay? So you want to change the tempo. So instead of just, you know, flowing, you can create a different tempo. You can have a more aggressive style. Let's see, you're going in. Maybe a more faster, explosive style. Or, you know, you can flow with it. You stay relaxed, breathing. Pretty much like a song, okay? If you want to, you know, amp it up, go a little faster, a little hardcore. And if you want to, you know, work on different stuff, you can relax, change the tempo up, take it a little slower. Each one will give you almost like a different taste, different feel. So definitely change the tempo when you're shadowboxing. It's really important. It simulates what it'd be like to be in the ring. So that's number 6. All right, so mistake number 7 that you're probably doing is going to be staying stagnant, okay? So again, shadowboxing, it allows you to really just work on anything you want, okay? Take all the room if you have room. Okay, utilize it. You can do crazy stuff, okay? That's your time to explore, connect different styles that you've been working on. You can stay stagnant if you want, but again, this is only a small element. You're in the same spot, okay? So try to be 360 with it, okay? Try to switch it up. So don't stay stagnant. Stay moving. Connect different routes for your body. The more you do it. Alright guys, so that pretty much wraps up today's video. That was 7 mistakes you're probably doing when you're shadowboxing. Kind of went through them. And again guys, shadowboxing is really subjective. It's a great way to connect with yourself. Honestly, I think it's probably one of the most important things. One of the most important training styles in mixed martial arts. Again, it allows you to really connect with yourself. And that's pretty potent. No one knows you more than yourself. So when you study yourself, work on yourself, I think you can get really effective training out of shadowboxing. Especially if you deal with no music, it brings it to a whole nother level because you could actually connect with your heart and your breathing. And I explained that a little bit earlier in the video. So that's it guys, that wraps it all up. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys learned something. And that's it. So don't forget to like this video. Hit that subscribe button down below. Comment below any questions, suggestions. Drop a comment below. And also don't forget to check out Acroball 2.0. It's a hand-eye coordination tool. And link in the description. You can check it out. And it takes you to the Amazon store. So that's it guys. Miguel with Battle Labs checking out. Oh shit. Fuck, I just ripped it. Did I really rip that? Oh shit. What the hell?
What the fuck?
That's crazy. How the fuck did that rip? So like someone cut it all the way through. The hell?
And that's a secret puzzle piece.
I did it with my toe, my big toe just the hell?